Thanks.
Remember the camera died and he's like,
I
"Oh,
don't.
get some batteries."
No. I don't.
You and your snow bunny got money in the bank, but none of y'all days sunny. And that's cold, I'm dealing with cargo. In the trunk of the car, I make the car go. Collect passcode.
We made it on the last train, or the train that we were actually going to go take, and this train is older. So they have old school cup holders, old school tables. Folds down. Not much leg room.
Is the game, play games, it ain't nothing to swerve right into your lane. Yeah, I look plain, and you see that I'm saying. Words spray in your grill, you can see what I'm saying. Be what you may have.
The old car, the oldest car in Japan. Now we're going to get on the cable car. And then I think we're heading back.
Yep. How you doing? Yeah. This is pretty good today.
Really?
Yeah, once I can get to my mom. Oh, you. It's got to be quick. Cry. You want to check out the area?
I don't know how long the cable car is. And there's the Mr. Santa, or whatever it's supposed to be. But we made it to the top. How does it feel to make it to the top?
Feels pretty cool.
Top
Wish it
of
was
the
the top
cable
of
car.
Mount Fuji, but maybe next time.
Maybe next time. I think it's a cafe on wheels. Before getting on the train back, I decided to try getting a hot drink out of the vending machine, which was a first experience for me.
Came that fast. It's hot?
It's warm.
Oh, that was fast.
Then it was time to get on the Shinkansen and head back home. I remember when we came, I saw that thing for romance car. I was like, oh, maybe this is where we get our tickets. But they said romance car, and I was like, oh, we didn't take the romance car. So then when he said they bought the ticket, when you said there, I realized it's a romance car. We're on a romance car. Romance car, romance car, romance car. This is so romantic.
For extra to romance and privacy. Uh-oh. Turn down the lights.
Back from Hakone, give it about a 5, 6 out of 10. We went kind of at the wrong time. And didn't get out in time. And it gets dark really early, so by the time we got out there...
It's not really our fault. I mean, this is the first time we've took a trip and we kind of like, we're slouchy about it.
Taking our time.
But it's the winter time.
But we really didn't get to see much because it did get dark, and also the train that we ended up taking, the seats weren't in the good direction that you could kind of look out the window as the train was going. But it was still a cool experience. Another reason people go out to Hakone is to go to the onsen or the hot springs things. But I found out not too long ago that you cannot have a tattoo in the onsen, and we both have tattoos.
We tatted up.
We can't go to the public onsen. I tried to reserve a private onsen, and one of the places I looked at specifically said on their website, no tattoos allowed.
Even if it's private?
Yeah, it said specifically on the private one, no tattoos allowed. So I'm going to have to do a little more research to find the onsen that we can go to, but All in all, it was pretty cool. It was cool seeing the like conductor / caboose person switching off, and the train winding up the mountain.
One of the oldest trains ever. They actually were very, very old. You could hear the, what is it, the transmission? You can hear the train chicken like right under your feet.
If you're into trains, you should go check it out. Otherwise, there's a lot more other stuff to do.
If you're into mountains or climbing mountains with trains, it's kind of cool too.
Podcast of the week is Snap Judgment. Snap Judgment is a collection of stories, good stories, every week, every podcast. Usually they do about 3 or 4 stories over one theme. The podcast specifically was called Metal. And so there's about 4 stories, but the story specifically, I don't know what it was called, but it was about it's about a boy. And so the story starts off with him telling about him and his father's relationship. His father used to really push him a lot to do really extreme sports, so like snowboarding, surfing, skiing, all kind of things. His dad was taking him on Black Mountain slopes when he was like 5 years old. But he kind of started to resent it because he didn't like having to travel all these places every weekend, competing and winning titles. He'd rather just be at home riding bikes with his friends. But the story gets really interesting in that they're flying back from one of his competitions in one of those little small kind of private planes. So the train crashes on the side of a mountain, and he's the last one to survive. And so the story is basically about how he applied all the lessons that his dad taught him through all these extreme sports, and how he applied them to be the only person that survives this horrible plane crash. Anyway, it's a great podcast. You should listen to it. I didn't really ruin it. You'll still enjoy it. Next weekend, we're not sure exactly what we're going to do yet. It's New Year's. It's also a 5-day weekend for me. I'm very excited.
I'm even more excited.
We're going to find something. We're going to experience what New Year's is like in Japan. We're going to find out what they do.
We're going to get turned up.
Anyway, we're going to find some stuff to do. We're going to do some really cool stuff. Until then, remember the important things.
Forget the rest.
See you later.
I can do it?
Do like this. And then, no, you got to put your hand. Put your foot.
I know. I watched the show.
Put your
Hold on. Actually, no. What was the
It's
other
too
one?
late. You touched it. You touched
What
it.
was
It's
the other one I
over.
had? Man, you made me
It's over.
forget it.
Bye. What?
I'll tell you about it in a little bit. I'm sorry. I feel like that moment in True Lies when the guy's like recording and he's like going off making his terrorist demands, but the battery is blinking. Like,
I know the blood. You're making it worse now. You're wasting time. Thanks.
Remember the camera died and he's
No,
like,
I
"Oh,
don't.
get some batteries."
No. I don't.
Might do some drugs. Okay, no, we're not gonna do drugs. It's a joke.
Excited. This is a PG-13 vlog.
PG-13.
Oh, yeah. Just do this.
Oh,
And then
I got it. Got it.
And then.
And that killer on the track, you can hear it on the playback. And I don't have to say shit like I be grinding the stay strapped.